Nick, thank you. We want to tell you recently, we brought you a story about concerns from people living in the Georgian Acres neighborhood in North Austin. They told us that they believed sex work activity was bringing a host of other safety issues to the neighborhood. Now, after that story aired, other neighbors reached out to us with the context that they worried some of the women shown in the story might be victims of trafficking. This Sunday marks National Human Trafficking Awareness Day, and so we wanted to bring in an expert to try to help us shine a light on some of the misconceptions and the nuances related to this issue in our area, but also across the world. And we'll also note on your screen right now is the hotline for human trafficking. If you are at risk or if you believe someone you know is at risk, we urge you to take that number down, keep it close with you. We'll bring that back up throughout our conversation here. But joining us now is Mimi Stiles, the founder of Measure, a research and data-driven advocacy organization here in Austin. Mimi, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Experts like yourself have said that trafficking is not always easy to spot, especially visually. So explain what you mean by that and talk about how that can contribute to some misconceptions about this issue and about victims of trafficking.
One of the biggest misconceptions about trafficking is that it always looks extreme or it's incredibly obvious for someone to spot, right? In reality, trafficking is often hidden in plain sight. It's something that can sometimes be right there in front of us, and we might just not recognize it. It can look like a young person, seeking housing and seeking food, or protection, from an adult. It can look like someone being controlled emotionally or physically, or just emotionally and not necessarily physically. We're really living in a moment right now where we need to see those that are suffering this type of atrocity.
So you guys at Measure are so heavily data driven. Talk to us a bit about what the data tells us about those who are most impacted by the issue and the crime of trafficking.
Yeah, absolutely. The data is really clear. Trafficking disproportionately impacts people who are already vulnerable. That's number one. In Texas, it looks like women and girls, especially Black and brown girls. It looks like young people. It looks like foster youth. It looks like those that are experiencing housing instability. It looks like people that might already be justice impacted or within the juvenile justice system. We know that there has been over 2,400 or so calls and signals that the Texas, National Human Trafficking Line has received, and so it's absolutely a major, major, major concern, especially right now. There's changes that have happened politically where now politics are really shaping how people are even seen, and the data is even tracking those that are being harmed in trafficking. And so, this is a problem that we've been pushing for at Measure for quite some time to count Black girls, especially in the issues of human trafficking. And it's just becoming actually harder with new policies, these new anti-DEI policies, to be specific.
You mentioned there girls, and I think I want to ask you about the age of many of these victims. There's a term that you all at Measure and other experts have talked to us about that it's known as adultification bias. But talk about the age of victims and how that can play a role in misconceptions about trafficking cases.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, let me kind of give a little bit of background on what adultification bias is, because I think there's still some unclarity about what that is. And really, it's a type of bias where, in racial prejudice, where Black and brown children are treated differently by adults. It is them as seeing children as less innocent than their white counterparts. It is maybe attaching blame, whereas they should be protected. In many cases, in the issues of sex trafficking, we've seen that. We've seen that play out with cases like Centoya Brown, where we are blaming the victim for being trafficked, and it could be a young girl, it could be an older person. The other thing is that when we think about trafficking, we also have to remember that it's not just sexual trafficking. We're also talking about labor. We're talking about maybe an immigrant that's being brought over and should not be in a way that is harmful to them. So adultification bias, again, is attached to Black and brown girls, in which we've seen the data that's just, that attaches uh, uh, issues where Black girls are being seen as less innocent, as needing less love, as more, again, culpable for their actions, resulting in that school to prison pipeline. In many cases, 15 times more likely than white girls to experience a arrest, 4.5 times more likely to be sought after by law enforcement. We've continued to fight against adultification bias, and in reality, even this talk right now, remembering that adultification bias exists, is one of those positive measures to see change.
Thank you so much for that explanation, and those statistics are staggering. We want to remind people that Sunday is a National Day of Awareness, so trying to continue to bring this topic to the forefront. People are encouraged to wear blue in support of raising awareness, but what else can people at home do to take action? If they're hearing this conversation, they're hearing that data, what are some tools, what are some steps folks can take to be a part of a change?
I think it's number one is learn how to protect girls. And in Measure's case, learn how to protect Black girls. They can go to wemeasure.org. We have a lot of resources there on just the 6 ways to protect Black girls. We've done a lot of work to train lawyers and folks within the social services sector and teachers and so forth. So that's number one, is learn that you can protect girls. Number two, it's wearing blue as this day approaches is a great symbol. I'm definitely going to be wearing blue, but action really does go beyond awareness. People can start learning again the realities of trafficking, not just taking on the myths. And again, sometimes when you take on those myths, we fail to see Black girls, we fail to see brown girls, we fail to count them in this problem. And again, having conversations with your neighbors, with your friends, with your churches, supporting organizations like Measure to do this work locally, and then also really being able to step in as an advocate. There's so many great organizations out here in Austin that are advocating for survivor-centered policies, and if anything doesn't feel right, say something, do something about it, speak up, because there might be a girl that's counting on you to do so.
Mimi, thank you so much. Organizations, you mentioned great ones, and we know you guys over at Measure are doing such incredible work to bring this to the forefront. So thanks for your time today. We so appreciate it, and we hope to speak with you again soon about important topics like this one. We also want to remind everybody that if you are looking for help, you can call the toll-free human trafficking hotline. It's right there at the number on your screen. That is just one resource that we will give to you right now. As Mimi said, you can head to their website for more of those resources here in Austin.